Picture this. You're 62 years old. You've worked for 35 years. And suddenly you realize your monthly pension barely covers your medical bills. This isn't a horror story. This is the reality for over 70% of Indian retirees today. Here's a number that should keep you awake tonight. According to a recent HSBC survey, the average Indian needs approximately 4 crore rupees to retire comfortably in a Tier 1 city. But the average Indian retires with less than 40 lakhs. That's a gap of 3 crore 60 lakhs. 3 crore 60 lakhs that separates a dignified retirement from a dependent one. Now here's where it gets interesting. The Indian government has given us 3 powerful weapons to fight this retirement crisis: EPFO, NPS, and PPF. 3 alphabets that could literally determine whether you spend your golden years traveling the world or worrying about electricity bills. But here's the problem. Most Indians have no idea how these 3 actually compare. They don't know which one gives better returns. They don't understand the tax implications. And they definitely don't know how to split their money optimally based on their age. Today, we are going to fix that. Over the next 15 minutes, I'm going to give you a complete masterclass on EPFO versus NPS versus PPF. We'll compare returns, we'll decode taxes, and most importantly, I'll give you exact allocation percentages based on your age group. Whether you're 25 or 55, you'll walk away with a clear action plan. Let's start with the one most of you already have without even choosing it. The Employees Provident Fund Organization, or EPFO. If you're a salaried employee in a company with more than 20 employees, 12% of your basic salary automatically goes into EPF every month. Your employer matches that with another 12%. So essentially, 24% of your basic salary is being saved for retirement. Now let's talk numbers. The current EPF interest rate for 2024 is 8.25%. This rate has been consistently between 8 and 9% for the past decade. And here's the beautiful part. This return is completely tax-free. Let me explain what e-taxation means. Your contribution is tax-deductible under Section 80C. The interest you earn every year is tax-free. And when you withdraw after retirement, that's also completely tax-free. Triple E exempt, exempt, exempt. No other investment in India offers this triple tax benefit with such high guaranteed returns. But there's a catch. Liquidity is extremely limited. You can only make partial withdrawals for specific purposes like home purchase, medical emergencies, or education. And even then, there are minimum service requirements. If you withdraw your entire EPF before 5 years of continuous service, you'll pay tax on it. The power of EPF lies in its compulsory nature. Because you can't easily touch this money, it forces you to save. For most salaried Indians, EPF forms the foundation of retirement planning. It's not exciting, it's not flexible, but it's reliable. Think of it as the fixed deposit of retirement savings. Now let's talk about the new kid on the block that's been gaining serious attention. The National Pension System, or NPS. Launched in 2004 for government employees and open to all Indians in 2009, NPS is fundamentally different from EPF. Here's why. NPS is market-linked. Your money is invested in a mix of equity, corporate bonds, and government securities. You get to choose your allocation based on your risk appetite. There are 2 approaches. Active choice, where you decide the equity allocation up to 75% till age 50. And auto choice, where the system automatically adjusts your allocation as you age. Now let's talk returns. Over the past 10 years, NPS equity funds have delivered returns between 9 and 14% annually. Corporate bond funds have given around 8 to 10%. Even government security funds have averaged 7 to 8%. These numbers beat PPF and are comparable to good mutual funds, but with significantly lower fund management charges of just 0.01%. Here's where NPS gets complicated. Taxation. Your contributions up to 1.5 lakhs get ATC benefits. There's an additional 50,000 rupees deduction under Section 80 CCD1B. So total tax benefit potential of 2 lakhs per annum. But at withdrawal, things change. You must use at least 40% of your corpus to buy an annuity, which gives you monthly pension but is fully taxable as income. 60% can be withdrawn as lump sum, of which only 40% is tax-free. The remaining 20% is taxable. So NPS follows EET taxation. Exempt on contribution, exempt on growth, but taxed on withdrawal. This partial taxation is the biggest criticism against NPS. The Public Provident Fund, the granddaddy of safe investments in India. Launched way back in 1968, PPF has been the go-to retirement and long-term savings tool for generations of Indians. Let's understand why it still deserves a place in your portfolio. First, safety. PPF is backed by the sovereign guarantee of the Indian government. This means unless the government of India defaults, which would essentially mean the country has collapsed, your money is 100% safe. There's no credit risk, no market risk, no fund manager risk. Second, returns. The current PPF interest rate is 7.1% per annum, compounded annually. Now I know what you're thinking. 7.1% seems low compared to NPS or even good mutual funds. But remember two things. This is a guaranteed return, not market dependent. And more importantly, it's completely tax-free under E-status. When you factor in the tax savings, the effective pre-tax return for someone in the 30% bracket is actually over 10%. Third, the lock-in structure. PPF has a 15-year maturity period. You can extend in blocks of 5 years after that. Partial withdrawals are allowed from the 7th year, but only up to 50% of the balance. Loans against PPF are available from the 3rd to 6th year. This limited liquidity is actually a feature, not a bug. It prevents you from raiding your retirement savings for that new iPhone. Fourth, contribution limits. You can invest minimum 500 rupees and maximum 1.5 lakhs per year. The entire contribution qualifies for Section 80C deduction. For conservative investors, government employees with pension already, or anyone wanting a guaranteed corpus, PPF remains unbeatable. Alright, let's get into the real comparison that will help you make decisions. I'm going to break down exactly how much tax you save and pay with each option. Let's take an example. Suppose you're in the 30% tax bracket and you invest 1.5 lakhs annually in each of these options for 25 years. With PPF at 7.1%, your corpus after 25 years would be approximately 1 crore 1 lakh rupees. Tax paid on this entire amount at withdrawal? 0. Net corpus? 1 crore 1 lakh. With EPF assuming 8.25% and similar contribution levels, your corpus would be around 1 crore 20 lakhs. Tax paid? Again 0 because of E-status. Net corpus? 1 crore 20 lakhs. Now NPS. Assuming a moderate 11% return with balanced allocation, your corpus reaches approximately 1 crore 60 lakhs. Sounds amazing, right? But wait. 40% must buy an annuity, So that's 64 lakhs locked into pension. Of the remaining 96 lakhs, only 40% or 38.4 lakhs is tax-free. The remaining 57.6 lakhs is taxable. At 30% bracket, you pay about 17 lakhs in tax. Plus the annuity income will be taxed every year. Effective net benefit is significantly reduced. Here's the insight most financial advisors miss. For ultra-high earners in the new tax regime where 80C benefits don't apply, NPS still offers 80CCD1B benefit of 50,000 rupees. This makes it attractive even under new regime. The verdict? If you value certainty and tax-free withdrawals, EPF and PPF win. If you want potentially higher corpus and don't mind partial taxation, NPS with its equity exposure can create more wealth. This is the section you've been waiting for. Exact percentages based on your age. I'm going to give you allocation frameworks that you can implement starting today. Age 25 to 35. You have time on your side. Maximum risk capacity. My recommendation? EPF contribution continues as mandatory, which is great. Open NPS with aggressive allocation, 75% equity. Contribute the additional 50,000 for 80CCD1B benefit. Use remaining 80C limit for ELSS mutual funds rather than PPF. At this age, you want growth. PPF 7.1% will feel painfully slow over 30 years when equity can compound at 12 to 14%. Age 35 to 45. You're in peak earning years. Time to balance growth with stability. EPF continues building your foundation. NPS allocation should move to moderate, around 50% equity. Now start a PPF account with maybe 50,000 annually. You need some guaranteed corpus for diversification. Also maximize your term insurance and health insurance at this stage. Age 45 to 55. Retirement is visible on the horizon. Reduce risk systematically. NPS should shift to conservative allocation, maximum 25% equity. Increase PPF contributions to maximum 1.5 lakhs if possible. Start thinking about where you live post-retirement and healthcare costs. Your EPF corpus is now substantial, let it compound. Age 55 plus. Capital preservation becomes priority. NPS should be in auto choice which automatically reduces equity. PPF if already running should continue for the tax-free interest. Start planning your withdrawal strategy, don't wait until retirement day. Let's bring it all together with clear action steps you can take this week. First, the verdict. There is no single winner among EPFO, NPS, and PPF. Each serves a different purpose in your retirement portfolio. EPF is your foundation, providing guaranteed returns with complete tax freedom. Don't try to withdraw it early. Let it compound. NPS is your growth engine, especially valuable for the additional 50,000 tax deduction and equity exposure. The partial taxation at withdrawal is the price you pay for potentially higher returns. PPF is your safety anchor, perfect for conservative investors and those who want guaranteed tax-free returns without market volatility. Here are your action steps. Step 1. Check your EPF balance on the EPFO portal. Many Indians have multiple EPF accounts from job changes that aren't consolidated. Merge them. Step 2. If you haven't opened an NPS account, do it this week. You can open it online through ENPS portal in 15 minutes. Start with just 500 rupees monthly to understand the system. Step 3. If you don't have a PPF account, open one at your bank or post office. even if you only contribute the minimum 500 rupees per year initially. Step 4. Calculate your retirement corpus requirement. Use the 4% rule. If you need 4 lakhs annually in retirement, you need 1 crore corpus. Adjust for inflation. Step 5. Share this video with someone who's confused about retirement planning. Financial literacy is the greatest gift you can give. Remember, the best time to start retirement planning was 10 years ago. The second best time is today. Your 60-year-old self will thank you for every rupee you save and invest wisely now. This is Mahayukti Finance, helping you build wealth, one smart decision at a time. Subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you in the next video.